Welcome back everyone. The Pixel 5a just came out, so let's go and compare it against the iPhone 10 and see which one you should pick up. Now the iPhone 10 was a $1,000 phone in 2017, the Pixel 5a is a $450 phone in 2021, and it's very interesting how similar these things are in a ton of different ways. Now if you want to pick up either one of these things, I'll leave them linked down in the description. You can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. Now side by side, you can definitely see there's quite a bit of a difference. The Pixel 5a is a much bigger phone. The iPhone 10 has that 5.8-inch OLED display, and overall, I think it looks pretty good. I think it does probably look better visually than the Pixel 5a, and it also feels better in the hand, but you do have a notch on the iPhone 10, which some people actually don't really like. I am some people. I don't really like the notch too much. I like the whole bunch display. But overall, the resolution and the way this panel looks, I'm actually fairly happy with it. Now with the Pixel 5a, I think this is also a really good looking phone. It has a little bit bigger of a 6.3-inch panel, and it's an OLED display as well, 1080p, so a little bit of a lower resolution than the iPhone 10. But overall, you're really not going to notice it too much. Like, this is a very solid panel. I like this phone. I think it looks pretty good overall. I haven't really seen too many people complain about it either. And I think the panel of the Pixel 5a looks pretty good overall. Now, you do have lightning ports on the bottom, the USB-C on the Pixel 5a, headphone jack on the top of the Pixel 5a, which looks pretty cool. The chassis of the Pixel 5a, I guess, is completely built out of metal, but I think the iPhone 10 definitely feels way more premium. The iPhone 10 is a little bit of a thinner phone for sure. And on the back, you can see glass back on the iPhone 10, where the Pixel 5a does have that, metal back overall with the fingerprint sensor. Now, definitely the premiumness goes with the iPhone 10. The Pixel 5a I don't think is that bad of a phone in terms of a build quality, and for a budget phone, it really doesn't feel too bad. You have dual camera setups on the back of both of these, which we'll get into in a second. You have wireless charging on the back of the iPhone 10, which is pretty good. And overall, I think both of these phones are kind of good in their own merit. I think the iPhone 10 definitely still feels way more premium than the Pixel 5a, but the Pixel 5a still feels pretty good for a phone that's pretty much less than half the price of a brand new one of these ones. I can definitely tell you, I think overall the iPhone 10 built better, but the Pixel 5a still feels really good in the hand. Now moving on to the software side of things, the iPhone 10, started off in 2017, is probably going to get 2 to 3 more years of software updates, and then you're pretty much done. It may still get some supplemental security updates after that, but this phone is about midway through its life cycle, maybe a little bit more than midway. Where the Pixel 5a is pretty much just getting started. It literally just got software updates. It literally just came out. So this thing is going to be supported for quite a bit of time. It's not like tomorrow this thing or next year or 2 years. This thing's probably going to get 3 to 4 years of software updates if Google extends their software out. But on top of that, you're going to get the custom ROM capability with something like a Pixel 5a as well. So that's another pretty big advantage that you have with a phone like this. So overall, when it comes down to both of these, I definitely think the iPhone 10, is still a good phone. But the Pixel 5a does win in terms of a software standpoint, at least, moving forward. Now, another thing the Pixel 5a wins is the battery life. This thing has a massive 4600 milliamp hour battery, where the iPhone 10 had a little bit lower of a 3000, less than a 3000 milliamp hour battery. So, you're getting like a 20-something 100 milliamp hour battery here, or you're getting a 4600 milliamp hour battery here. Like, this battery life is crazy good. It's definitely much better than the iPhone 10. I think the iPhone 10 was good at the time it came out, but definitely the Pixel 5 is much better in my opinion. So, in terms of battery, that covers it up there. Now let's go and do a speed comparison between both these phones. The iPhone 10 has that Apple A11 Bionic chip inside of it with 3 gigs of RAM, where the Pixel 5a has that Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G chipset with 6 gigs of RAM. So let's go and see which one is the faster phone between both of these. Okay, let's go and clear all the apps in the background, and we should be good to go for the most part. There we go. Let's do phone calls, 3, 2, 1, and there you go. Let's hop out of this one. Let's do App Store, 3, 2, 1. And definitely the Pixel 5a is faster. The iPhone 10 much slower than the Pixel 5a for sure. Swiping through, you can see they kind of have the same thing going on. There's really not that big of a difference. I think the iPhone 10 may look a little bit smoother, but the Pixel 5a is faster there. Hopping out of this one, as always, we have a bunch of these third-party apps we can go and get into. Let's do Twitter, 3, 2, 1. And the Pixel 5a definitely was the faster one. Gesture-wise, you can see for yourself, but I think they're roughly about the same in a gesture standpoint as well. Let's go and get into something like Snake vs. Blocks, 3, 2, 1. And the Pixel 5a again is the faster one. I thought the iPhone 10 was going to be faster there for a second. And getting into some gameplay, again, I don't know if there's going to be a big difference. I'm probably going to say there isn't going to be. but you never know. And so far, it's looking to be about the same. I don't really think there's that big of a difference in terms of a gameplay standpoint here. Let's go and hop out of this one. Let's get into Quizlet. 3, 2, 1. And almost exactly the same there. Stack 3, 2, 1. I think we already did this one. No, we didn't. And the Pixel 5a was pretty much instantaneous. I always accidentally click on the ad. I don't know why. Hopping out of this one. Let's get into some gameplay here. And yeah, I think it's going to be roughly around the same here too. I don't think there's going to be a massive difference between these two, which is always good to see. I don't want to see crazy differences, but it's actually pretty interesting for the iPhone 10 to be handling this well. Let's do Snapchat. 3, 2, 1. Pixel 5a is faster, iPhone 10 slower. Fruit Ninja. 3, 2. I don't have it here. Oh, I do. 3, 2, 1. And it may actually look like the Pixel 5a potentially could be the faster one here. And it was faster to load into that specific panel. The iPhone 10 a little bit, slower there. So, I mean, that pretty much covers up a majority of the apps that I wanted to test. I can definitely tell you, I think overall, the iPhone 10, I don't know if it's faster, I think they're kind of about the same, I don't know if I would say one phone is way faster than the other one. I'm getting roughly around the same vibe between both, to be completely honest. So that covers it up there. Now let's go and hit on the cameras. Now with the iPhone 10, you have a dual camera setup, so a wide angle lens and a telephoto lens. And overall, this camera was pretty good, I think. I think it still looks pretty good. You have 4K at 60, which is great. Only 1080p at 30 on the front, which could be a downgrade. But you're getting almost the same exact setup on the Pixel 5a in terms of video resolutions you can film in. Now this camera with that telephoto lens, you have the ability of zooming in a lot, but you do not have the ability of zooming out a lot. So that could be a disadvantage for some people. You have portrait mode and a couple other features here, but overall the camera on the iPhone 10 is good. It's definitely not amazing anymore, but it's definitely a good camera. Now with the Pixel 5a, you're getting a little bit of a different setup. So you're maintaining that wide angle lens, but you actually get a ultra wide sensor instead of that telephoto lens. So you're able to zoom out a lot in a photo. Unfortunately, you're not able to zoom in as much in a photo compared to the iPhone 10. So although you can still zoom in a lot, the bigger thing is that you can zoom out a lot, which is a really cool thing. Now overall, between both of these, I would probably honestly rather have a Pixel 5a camera. I like having that ultra wide sensor, but on top of that, I think the camera and the visual aspect of the Pixel 5a looks better overall than the iPhone 10. So that's another pretty big thing to keep in mind, and I think the Pixel 5a probably wins in this area. Now to sum up this video and to answer the question, should you get an iPhone 10 or a Pixel 5a? Well, this is what I'll tell you, I think getting a Pixel 5a is probably the better way to go. I think this is a solid phone, has a lot of character, a lot of characteristics, and it is almost that perfect phone for a majority of people. I don't think it's like the greatest phone ever made, but for this year, for this thing being a $450 phone, it's a solid option. You're getting a beautiful camera setup, you're getting a pretty okay build quality, really good screen on the front for the price. You're getting software support for a long time, that's stock software, and you're getting it for a cheap price, and I think in a good performance too. The iPhone 10 though, you can get it probably in the used market. Oh, you can definitely get it cheaper than $450 in the used market. I definitely will not buy these things brand new anymore. But I think this thing is more iconic in a way. This one looks better in some areas, like especially feels better. Like this thing feels like $1,000 phone still, probably more. It doesn't really feel like how the Pixel 5a feels. You're getting glass on the back, wireless charging, really good camera too, but the Pixel 5a's camera is better, and you're still getting software support for quite a bit of time. So between both, I'd rather have the Pixel 5a, but the iPhone 10 is still a very solid phone as well that you can't really go wrong with buying either. So that's pretty much it. Like I mentioned, if you want to buy either one of these things, links are down below. You can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.